The Heritage and Arts Commission meeting will now come to order. Do we have any? Roll call.
I'll do a roll call, Chair. Thanks. Chair Gupta,
Here.
Vice Chair Etman,
Here.
Commissioner Farren, Commissioner Freibush is absent, Commissioner Fong.
Here.
Commissioner Mujica is absent and Commissioner Noguez is absent. Thank you.
Oral.
Should I go ahead? Sure. So now is the time of the meeting where we'll ask the public if they have any comments on items not on the agenda. We have none online, but it looks like we have somebody in the audience.
Right, so as
Could-
the public. I
would
also
you-
wanted to thank- Oh, I have to sit there, okay.
You have 3 minutes.
My name is Catherine Rozak, and as a member of the
That's 3
public, I
minutes.
also wanted to thank the commission because you are helping to screen the film Women at the Top about women in arts leadership here on Sunday at 4 p.m. in these chambers, along with a live dance performance by Maggie Conklin. And we aren't on the agenda, but I just wanted to plant the seed, the idea about having further arts in Tiburon. Arjun and I have been talking about that, and in future times we'll be able to discuss it with a regular proposal. The idea would be to include other arts and look at things like Labor Day, because in Sausalito, they've abandoned that, and people every Labor Day weekend say, what can we go do? And we're missing all that art and culture. So maybe something can happen in Tiburon and we can embrace additional arts to dance. So I just want to plant that seed and say how happy I am and how pleased we are. And a whole audience of people are coming on Sunday, and this is a great thing for our area. So thank you so much for helping support it. We have youth coming, we have all sorts of people coming. So thanks once again. Thank you to the commission.
Thank you, Catherine. We're looking forward to Sunday.
Now I'm going to run next door
Thank
to
you.
the Titanic reception. Thank you
Okay.
so much, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you very
Yeah,
much.
we'll see you.
That's a good one, next door.
I guess there are no more oral communications from the public.
Seeing none.
Okay. Well, the chair report, I will give the chair report. I wanted to welcome Liz, but she's not here this time, so we'll save that for next time. But before I give my chair report, I also wanted to thank Jale Edamad. Oh. Liz? Hi. Well, I'll start over. That's okay. I just wanted to welcome you, Liz, to the commission. Thank you for joining us and for bringing all of your wonderful expertise in marketing and in the arts.
Thank you.
And we're really looking forward to working with you. So welcome.
Thank you. And I apologize for being a few minutes late.
No worries.
Thank you.
Before I give my report on the various projects, I just wanted to thank Jale Edamad, the former chair, and now my vice chair. I've been working with Jale now for about a little over 2 years. And not only have I learned an incredible amount from her, but she's also been a real inspiration to me. And I love her passion, and it's really rubbed off. And I feel that she's been a wonderful leader, and she's going to continue leading as vice chair. And I want to tell you thank you from the bottom of my heart for everything that you've done. I know you've been here for far longer than I have, but I really appreciate your being on the commission. And of course, thank you to Trish and Victoria. Also, everyone's been an incredible support, and I just want to say, as I assume my chair duties, I thank everyone, Lee, and also Marissa now joining the group as well. Thank you both.
Well,
Thank
I
you.
am humbled. Thank you very much.
And on the same note, we like to say thanks, and you have our support in every way.
All right. A couple of things. I wanted to touch on the progress of the Bruce Monroe project. I have taken photographs and measured the fence as we discussed in the last meeting. And I'm hoping to hear back from Bruce before the next meeting, certainly, and I will, of course, follow up with him, but I'm sure he'll have a scaled down proposal that will work well at Zielinski Park, which is very similar to one that he did in the UK not long ago. Okay,
May I ask?
yeah.
After you see the proposal and after we could, talk about it, would it ever be possible to make it permanent? Because that fence, is something, well,
It's an interesting idea.
I don't think this particular one will not be able to hold on forever.
Yeah, well, I think that's on the agenda is a more permanent project, so we can get to that. Um,
Unless it is some other project.
yeah.
not This one.
Then as you're all probably aware, Women at the Top is coming on Sunday. Sunday 4 to 5:30.
Wow.
And the only change is that we've decided because of the weather and, sometimes now it's getting a little bit foggy and cool outside, we're gonna have the dance performance indoors. And I will be here to set up and the performance will be followed by the screening of the film and then a Q&A by Catherine, the director of the film. I think that's it for the chair report. I'm looking to you. I mean, because we are going to go to the artist calendar and all of that
Yes.
down the road.
Those
So
are all being
why don't we get
here in the agenda.
the first action item, which happens to be Women at the Top. I know Jale had mentioned that she was going to help me. Anyone else is welcome. I mean, it's not a lot of work, really. I just have to move the chairs around. Lee and Marissa walked me through the projector and the setup, so I'll be able to do that. Liz, I hope we'll see you on Sunday.
I'll be there. Thanks.
But I did want to encourage everyone, and I don't know, I know Liz, you're new, so I don't think you have the image file for the invitation, but I will send it to you. I want to encourage the commissioners here to, again, go back to your friends and associates who you think would be interested in this event and encourage them to attend on Sunday. And there is an Eventbrite link with an RSVP, but that's not necessary. We already have about, I think, approximately 40 people who have RSVP'd through Eventbrite. I have not RSVP'd, unfortunately, but I will be bringing some folks as well. And, clearly it's not necessary to RSVP because I think we'll still be, at under capacity for this room, which is fine.
May I ask a question, please? I think she mentioned that she might bring some water. So that is the only thing that we can offer,
Yeah.
just the drinking water. So we need to bring glasses, or she's going to do?
I will talk to Catherine and,
Yeah.
she
We have
can,
to
she
ask
can
her. I
bring,
forgot to ask her about that.
I'll mention it to her.
It is little bottles, or it can be like a little tank with little cups. Anybody wants can pour some.
Good idea.
or easier, just little bottles in case we're going moving. That's my
Yeah.
suggestion.
We have a place to dump it after.
Okay,
So,
thank you.
no cleanup.
Right, no cleanup.
Okay.
So that Women at the Top, if anybody has any questions or concerns, do you?
Can I jump in real quick?
Yeah.
Because this is a town-sponsored event, we do have a policy for sustainability. We shouldn't be doing any single-use water bottles. I would recommend if she wants to bring water, to bring a big jug, and to provide. I believe HNA has some compostable cups left, from
Oh.
your,
Yes.
receptions.
We could use.
So you
those,
could use
That's
those.
right. Yes.
Thank you.
I think that would be the best, better than the little bottles. Yeah.
Thank you, Lee. Um, Moving down the list here.
Any comments?
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Public comments?
Seeing none.
Nora is not here, but in the last meeting, Nora had raised the idea of sourcing upcoming projects that focus on inclusiveness and on underserved communities here in Marin. I think specifically she had mentioned Marin City, but clearly there are plenty of candidates all over Marin in different communities that we could draw from. And so I put this action item in to create an ad hoc committee to investigate what are the, who are the artists, what are the organizations that we might be able to collaborate with to bring projects that involve the First Peoples, Latinx, Asian Americans, African Americans, women, I think belong also in that category in the arts of underrepresented artists, at least in the visual arts in my field, they do. So I would love to open up that idea of an ad hoc committee. Is there anyone who would like to? I'm happy to work with them or form a small ad hoc committee looking into this.
I guess I will help you out.
Okay.
Be there.
Um,
So if there is, maybe Nora knows a lot of
Nora-
people, maybe
Nora.
Nora could join us.
Ask a question.
sure.
Yes.
The goal would be, what is the goal? Is the goal to showcase our artists outside of our community to our community?
It's part of the, I guess, in line with the public art program. So, you know, whereas the gallery space does showcase artists in our community, my thought was, you know, we had discussed like a couple of artists from that were on the list that Victoria Miller had given us. And while there are some suitable artists there, and certainly I'm not opposed to bringing them for the public art program at some point, I would like to, you know, kind of turn the focus to, you know, inclusiveness and underrepresented artists. You know, in the Bay Area, in Marin, we have some already, and I think Nora was mentioning that in our last meeting. Maybe she had had some ideas through the Rotary Club or one of the other organizations she's with, but you know, that's what I would like to see is more women artists, more artists of color, more artists of you know, different backgrounds and also from different socioeconomic areas as well in Marin County.
Asian
Chair.
art would be just fantastic.
Well, since I'm in the minority, I would be interested in at least seeing what I can do. You know, first stab at a ad hoc,
Great.
but not.
Oh, good.
And also I'm thinking about people with physical challenges. They've got, you
Absolutely.
know,
Absolutely.
so-
Wonderful. Yeah. And I think, you know, at the beginning, the ad hoc committee, I mean, we can certainly meet, but it's about, you know, getting on your laptop or your computer and, you know, doing searches and seeing who and what is out there right
Yeah.
now.
I think Nora's also mentioned, and I've worked with her before in that we started with a public arts sub outreach to Marin City first, and so maybe we'll
Great
start
idea.
with that.
Great idea.
I believe they have dancers and such as well.
That we also include our own community.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Of course,
There.
And the invitation.
We'll-
to our own community.
first and then.
That's a good
join.
idea.
And also if we extend it to our own community may be able to recommend artists
Mhm.
that they
How
have
do we
know.
reach
In
out?
Marin
Yeah.
and in the Bay Area.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
that meet this goal.
How, yeah, that's a
How
good idea.
do we reach out?
Well, we can discuss that as the ad hoc.
With the ad hoc? Okay.
I
Um,
think we could just put out the word and people
On our
start-
website.
will
Mhm.
start sewing.
or maybe through the ARC as well. That might be an interesting, I think it's a, you know,
Oh, that would be really nice. Yeah, it will.
upcoming ideas, LGBTQ, absolutely, absolutely. All, those are all, you know, my list was by no means, complete or exclusive. I'm sure we can come up with all sorts of, different people and different groups to show. Okay,
I remember showing artists like that in our gallery before the
Mhm.
COVID.
and the final action item,
Excuse me, Chair, before you, sorry,
Oh.
but before you move on, can we get final confirmation of who is on the ad hoc?
oh yeah, sorry, do I have to make a motion for that? or-
You don't need a motion for this, but the commission does need to agree, so you can have three.
Right,
Yes,
Victoria,
Commissioner
Fong,
Fong,
Commissioner
myself,
Ennemad, and myself.
Okay, thank you.
Art.
Okay, one question for clarification. An ad hoc, can an ad hoc, you know, let's say, for instance, that Nora wants to get involved, and she's not here unfortunately, but that she wants to get. Is it possible for me to then switch places with Nora, you know, so that she takes my spot at some point if need be?
Yes, she can definitely take your place. However, it'll have to come back to the commission to
course.
take action.
Of course.
You wouldn't just be able to delegate it out to her
In the middle,
in
of-
the, yeah, in
On-
between meetings.
Yeah, I got you. Okay,
Definitely.
thank you. The final action item today is the Artist Laureate Appointment Selection Committee.
Yeah,
And Charlie, do you want to speak on that a little bit?
well, I think I sent you a little write-up. I don't know. Do you remember that? I was thinking about the mission, a title for the wall, what we call it. And then the mission it has to be kind of specifically for artists to become an artist laureate. They have to know art to bring art to community. That is the mission. I have written something and I sent it to Arjun, but there was too many things happening. Maybe for the next meeting, we can actually put it in the agenda and you all can see what I meant by it. Meanwhile, I'm almost choosing the small piece from my art. And I have a small piece from Jimmy Lou. And I think Mary Musolo she has a small painting as well ready. And with Richard said he wasn't very well this recently, he had some issues, but she said he will think about it because all his work is very large. I said, well, unfortunately, we cannot have it more than, say,
8 by 10 or something.
10, 12 inches so that we can put it there. So the wall can have a title, and we have to have a plaque saying who did how much, how many, from what year to what year, and ready for the next. And the mission could be put in a very small kind of a takeout little brochure. And the purpose is that all the artists come and show, they pick up and look at it. They understand what we are really looking for. It is an honorable
Position.
thing to do,
Yeah.
you know, it's very honorable. So they don't need to be, you know.
Right.
And then as far as I think we have only one
That's right.
application, and I don't think that is enough. We have to have at
Well,
least three so we can really see.
let's discuss that. I believe the window for applications has closed already. Is that correct?
Yes,
We
and
could reopen, couldn't we reopen it?
the commission can reopen the application period if it wants to. That's something that you can do tonight if you would like. I think staff will just be looking for feedback from you for how long you want it to be open. We opened it for a month in August. It was open August 1st through August 31st. So we
Well,
can,
I think opening it alone is probably insufficient to draw more applicants.
we would advertise it
Okay.
again, the same way we did before. And
Was that done? Was there an ARC placement for that also, or can we do that?
I
Yeah,
thought,
he's done it
well, I'm sure you wrote an article on it. Yeah. Yeah.
twice. Yeah.
Yeah, a couple
Mhm.
times throughout the application period. If I
Mm-hmm, yeah.
But
there
it
were
went out-
paragraphs.
In the newsletter, I'll put it out in the newsletter again.
I think in the past, the town has put out into certain art publications like the Marin magazine and all of that, but I'm not sure that helps because it's really for someone from
Right.
Tiburon.
From Tiburon or Belvedere.
Yeah, I
or-
know. But
And we
Um,
do have a lot of artists locally.
it looks like we probably need to open it up again.
How, and Lee, you said it's when you extend it, it's usually for a month.
Another month? or
There's
two?
certainly precedent for reopening it for another month. My sort of standard application period for all of our appointments is about a month, give or take, based on the ARC's publication schedule, when regular meetings fall. It's about a month. So I would say if I could look at a calendar,
Why don't we just do it till till Halloween, October 31st? That'd be easy.
I think that would
Okay.
make sense to me.
One thing I don't remember, that application we have sent explaining what we want.
Mhm.
Is it almost the same as my mission that I sent you?
You know,
To
I want to
take a-
apologize for that. I did look at that mission, but then I got confused with the gallery management
Yeah, I
guide
know.
and
That,
so,
I thought the
all at the
mission
last
was
minute.
very important.
yeah,
Because I brought a lot of art to community in different ways. And I think that should be kind of said
well,
that
if the,
probably we are.
I mean,
I
if we
don't-
have applicants,
Yeah,
the paperwork, we can certainly, I'll include your mission statement in the next agenda.
yeah.
And we can use that as an action item. And if we need to add it to the applicant materials, I suppose, at that
Or
point,
comparing it.
we can compare it and see if it's necessary to add or maybe tweak the language in the applicant materials slightly. But in any case, at that point, we're still about a week before the end of October. And so when the application extension is, ends in October 31st, we can then provide the materials with any kinds of revisions or whatever we've voted on. at the
Yeah,
next
I think
meeting.
it's important to open it up now because once you get past
Yeah.
October, you get the holidays and then nobody's gonna be
Okay.
doing
And
much.
mentioning the fact that we are having an artist laureate wall permanently.
Yeah, that's
in
good. Good
town,
incentive.
because these things are the ones that they're creating interest.
Right.
So that is something,
Could put that in there too.
yeah, I
Yeah.
think it is important for them to really understand what we're looking for.
Do we need a motion on the extension then?
Yes, please.
I
I
move,
move that we extend the artist laureate application period to extend to October 31st, to reopen anytime the town is ready to put out the notice and to extend till October 31st, 2024.
I second.
All in favor?
I,
Aye.
Any opposed? Seeing none, thank you. It will go out in the newsletter early next week.
Fantastic.
I will say, depending on, hopefully, fingers crossed, we will have more applicants. But in the event that we don't, I don't think we can continue to keep extending and extending and extending indefinitely
agree.
until we get three or more than one or two.
I don't
applicants.
think you'll get three. I think the last time we ended up with two, but two very extensive
Mhm.
proposals.
Solid,
Yeah,
solid
very solid.
candidates,
And
yeah.
so we were able to call the meeting with the town council, the mayor.
Okay.
And
Yes, we had a meeting with them and.
I mean, I can
They will
put this on,
interview.
I can put this on the next agenda, what is the contingency in the event that there is only one applicant? What do we,
Wonderful.
yeah,
I would just add that by the time our next meeting comes, we'll very likely have a sense of the pool. It'll
Okay,
be
good.
the end of October.
Okay, I hope so.
Yeah.
Okay, and
Was
maybe
there
we
anything
can-
done on social media in terms of outreach or anything that we can do?
We are newly on social media as of the last year or so. But yes, we can get it on Instagram and, we're not on Facebook. Our Facebook, followers are not as great as they are on Instagram. So we're on Instagram and our newsletter.
We might be able to make some kind of flyers. We can take it, say, in Sausalito Arts Center. The local artists of Peninsula, or give it to library so they can advertise it. It's like an advert.
Okay, well, so since we're not actually taking action on appointing a selection committee at this
Yeah.
time,
We'll do that.
and we'll do that at the next time. Jolly, you and I can, get the
can
wording
work.
with Lee, whatever you decide to put on the on the town website, on the town social channels, we can take that same language, create a few flyers maybe and post them around town.
Yes.
Yeah. Just send the word out.
Get the word out. Let's do
Yeah.
that. Okay.
Get the word out. That's
Awesome.
my English.
Okay. That's it for the action items.
Okay.
Any public comment or anything like that?
Seeing none.
Seeing that. Discussion items, artist calendar. Any updates on 2025 shows and dates? I know there were several vacancies on the 2025 calendar. 2024 is all set. And I guess maybe we might touch on what's happening in 2024 before we get to 2025 very quickly. Marta's show is coming down at the end of this of October. And Annie Bates is hanging on in early October in the lower gallery here in the lobby gallery.
Yeah, at the end of Martin's.
Yeah, and then they're both having a joint reception
Joint
on
reception.
October 26th, I believe, right?
Yeah.
And after that is Revati Natisan's show. She's going to be hanging through the month of November. I will be working with her, and I'm sure, anyone else.
Of course, I will help.
That will take some work because she has some large pieces, some multimedia pieces as well, mixed media pieces as well. So we can, certainly use all hands on deck to help hang that, and I can bring it from her house. And then, of course, there's Dave Gotts coming in December for the historical photos. But Revati will be both upstairs and downstairs for the month of November.
For 1 month.
1 month, yeah. And she actually has a show at the library right now on her collection of Gandhi memorabilia and stamps. Um,
Oh,
I don't think it is
didn't
there,
see
not at the
that.
library, but she did have a very wonderful program with someone
oh,
who studied Gandhi from Fresno State, and it was a well-attended program.
Oh.
I was there, and she's got such a fantastic collection.
Yeah.
So
great.
yeah.
So let's go to 2025 then very quickly. Right now, we have three, I think, still tentative artists. Is that correct, Jolly?
Yeah, these are all tentatives. The person who's going to be in charge of calling them, confirming with them.
So right now we have Ginny Doyle in March through April, Kathy Gray from July through August, and then Deborah Maddox at the end of the year from November to December. These are confirmed shows,
Those are the ones that they have asked us.
Okay.
But we have to confirm.
confirm them, okay? Um,
I think Bates has a very nice photographs. I think I did ask her if she has any preference in any months for next year. I think it would be good to have her work to
again,
be shown upstairs.
upstairs, okay. Well, we have 1, 2, 3 spots, potentially one
I
with Annie.
think whoever gets in charge of the gallery management should get in touch with Azita, and Azita will get some names
Okay,
of artists, give it to us so that we can talk with them to see if they would like to show in town of Tiburon, whether it's downstairs, explaining to them that whether it's going to be downstairs or upstairs. So these, the ones that they're being shown, they're all were asked by us to see if they would like to show. And for these shows, it really doesn't matter. We don't want anybody from San Francisco, but the vicinity of this area is fine. If it is somebody from Mill Valley or from
Okay.
Sausalito, it will be just fine. So she is the one who has accepted to introduce some names and phone numbers and emails of
okay.
some.
And I have some
artists.
contacts in, my
Yeah,
office is in Mill
whoever
Valley
has the
also.
contact, we should all get to that person who is in charge.
That sounds good.
Now, that is the question.
Who's in
Who's
charge?
Going
Yeah.
to be in.
to follow up on what Liz has suggested, could we put out a call for artists and just say we have, if you're interested? Because
Yeah,
there's
that
like Mill
takes a
Valley
long
Art
time.
Walk on Friday.
That's
I don't know how much, I'm not into social media.
Yeah,
But
sending an art call needs a lot of work. It is not that easy.
is there,
It is.
are you artists? Is
Right
there?
now, we are doing by invitation. If they would like to do it, but if we get desperate, yes, we should.
Well,
send an art
I
call.
think we should make some plans. January is gonna be empty.
It's coming up.
And
Well,
all
until
of the-
mid-January, Dave Gotts still has the work.
I know, but it's like 3/4 of
Yeah.
it is empty, and then all of the downstairs are gonna be empty.
Mhm.
So, maybe we could work hard on in the beginning. And we should probably start getting someone for January,
Mhm.
because again, from Thanksgiving to Christmas, nobody does anything.
Mhm.
Ski week and everything.
Maybe, divide and conquer possibly. So if Azita has a list and she knows all of them and she's done this.
Yeah.
But she look at the list and pick. the
Assigned
ones.
someone.
So that's
follow
one
up.
basket of candidates. This alternative may also be to broaden the net. Oh, sorry.
Broaden the net out. So as we divide and conquer to reach out into the community, I realize we could get overwhelmed with ideas, but if they come in through a central mailbox, I don't know how there could be somebody recruiting new artists as well, beyond the scope of the names that Azita has.
I would say it depends on if the commission wants to develop and finalize a call for artists.
So I would say that if we're willing to entertain going out looking for all sorts of different art, this could be one of them. As we broaden out for DIP, our diversity goals, it may actually fit into that.
That's what I was thinking. too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, well, I think,
I was hoping that we had the list in our agenda for everybody to see,
list of,
the list of duties of management.
yeah, maybe there's a hard copy of that somewhere, or,
It's on your iPads.
oh, it's on the iPad.
Yeah.
Okay.
It is
Mm.
on,
Yep. Oh, I neglected to.
The gallery management. That's
oh,
discussion 4. That's the last one. So, I mean, we could move it up to now. Can we switch it around?
Yes, you can rearrange
So-
the discussion items.
Okay, why don't we pull discussion item 4 up to the next item here? And you can see this is, Victoria was really helpful, and Jale too, in pulling this together. One thing that we need
and
still,
Trish.
and Trish,
It's okay. It's fine.
We all did.
sorry, I know you guys have been.
It's okay.
Thank you. I did speak to Dave, who's in New York right now, and he gave me some details about banners. But other than that, the key piece here, I think, is, and maybe we can do this for 2025, is to think about what the milestones are for artists who are showing and what we have to do, how far in advance everything needs to be done. And that is something that
Mhm.
I think, you guys know.
I think Commissioner
particularly-
Fong was going to. tell
I
us.
needed some info as like how many weeks ahead before you tell Dave you need a
Yes,
banner.
yes.
Yeah, and I know the ARC is at least 6 weeks to get hold of Diane. I don't have Diane's number right offhand. I
Yes, I
used
can
to.
give it to you.
But anyway, you could add, this is yours. I just got roped into it by Arjun's email. But anyway.
Well, we can
Yeah,
work on
we
this.
just fill it in,
Yeah,
some of the detail.
and we can maybe even put it on, as a separate, another column
Mhm.
here on
Yes,
this
that is
particular
what I was
spreadsheet,
talking to Marissa about it. If we add another column,
or 2.
we
yeah.
can 2 columns and give the date of each artist that we have to get in touch with the ARC writer and for the banner with Dave.
For the
Coates,
banner, yeah.
with their
Those are
information.
those are the two main things. And then,
Those are the
and then,
main
and then
things.
notifying the artist also of things, I suppose, as part of it as well, right? I mean, ideally they will have, when they've decided on their window
Yeah,
to show, they'll know when they want their reception and when they need
So-
to hang and when
and
they
they
need to
would know
take it down.
the date of, they have to get in touch with Diane Smith, and the date to get in touch
Mhm.
with. The banner usually has been, so far, Lee has helped there.
Mhm.
There's definitely opportunity here to sort of streamline. Dave and the ARC have requested 6 weeks' notice. We are able to assign and reserve the banner dates a year in advance. So it's pretty easy to work backwards
Oh,
from
that's
that.
good. It's already
Um,
done.
And there's your dates right there. And assuming the commission wants to stick with established reception dates. So right now you've been doing, I think, second Tuesday following the installation.
Yeah.
A joint reception for upstairs and downstairs. And assuming the commission is committed to sort of that schedule, I think this is the first year that you did it. I personally think it worked.
Mhm.
Then that's information that the artist can be essentially told upfront. You want to go into the January 1st through February 28th window. your banner is being hung this day, you need to have your art to Dave, and you need to have your art or your information to Diane by this date. Conveniently, they're both 6 weeks, and your reception is this date. So all of this can be communicated upfront, assuming you all want to sort of stick with. The difference there would be you all are still technically approving the reception dates every time somebody comes in. So if the commission is more inclined to set the reception date and tell the artist, you're in this window, this is when your reception is.
Mm.
And if it doesn't work for you, then we'll have to consider it as an exception. And not saying the commission would or wouldn't do it, but we can be a little bit more upfront about this is the established date.
Right.
And not wait for the commission to take action on it.
I think that's the best way. Absolutely.
So all that being said, I think what Marissa and I can do is we can look at the
can
2025 calendar and your established brackets, and we can add the dates of the banner,
Okay.
the deadline to get information for the banner and for the arc for Diane, and establish what the actual reception dates are based on the brackets that we have.
Great.
And then it will just need artists that can work with that.
That's great.
Yeah.
The next article coming up, now it is time to,
Revity?
to let her know
Yeah, I can do
the
that.
date that she has to call Diana Smith.
Okay. Great.
And the date of
Banner from Dave.
getting in touch with Dave Gotts. All they need is their email address and their telephone if you have it, because Diana Smith always interviews every artist who's going to show
No. Mhm.
via telephone.
Okay.
So she does the interview by phone with the artist. And then she writes the
Okay.
necessary.
Well, 6 weeks in advance of November, I mean, I guess
Possibly it is almost time.
is now.
Oh, my God.
Okay, I'll take care of that with Diane and I'll talk to,
Yeah, I can
Revity
give you
for the-
guys
yeah,
information.
thank you. Okay,
I'm always here to help, you know,
I know.
so don't worry.
Thank God, I thank God for that. Okay, the next. I guess one other thing that I wanted to talk about a little bit with this calendar is that we had discussed a rotation of commissioners working with these tasks for in different shows coming up. And clearly, at some point, we'll have to, when we confirm Ginny Doyle, Kathy Gray, and Deborah Maddox, we can talk about that. But in the meantime, January is coming up as well, and I want everyone to just think about what they want to do to be involved, given their schedules over the next year. I know it's a lot to think beforehand where we're going to be, but certainly there's an opportunity for each commissioner to take one of these artists in 2025.
I actually volunteered to take the Deborah Maddox
Deborah Maddox.
November, because she does a really good program in Corte Madera for seniors.
Okay. So I'm going to put you down for Deborah Maddox then.
And I think this is easier if you assign one commissioner. It's easier for the staff if there are any questions. We
Right.
could work directly with that person.
And we will, once we have whatever is missing in the gallery management guide, we will distribute that to all commissioners as well.
Yeah, and that, I know in working with the library, in the past, we also, with the contract with the artists, we also, if they accept, they also have a list of what they should do, like if you want to bring food for the reception and what we'll do for them.
The contract, that's good point.
Time.
Yes.
Meanwhile, I will get in touch with Azita and tell her that we are all waiting for her to start looking for artists. And she should have this, the list
This list, yeah.
of 2025, so that she can start saying where it needs filling up.
Are the three that are on the list also Azita's suggestions?
Deborah Maddox was here in Open Studios. I asked her. She says she would love to do it.
Okay,
And what was
Ginny
the other
Doyle's
one?
also-
Ginny Doyle keeps calling me.
She's a local, so that's,
Yeah,
great, great.
and
Kathy Gray has shown
and
up.
Kathy Gray got in touch with me too, because she has shown here. She's a fantastic artist. So she
Okay.
is kind of gave me the timing and waiting for me to
Okay,
confirm it. So I have to talk to Azita, make sure that I could get in touch with those that I have started.
sounds good.
Okay.
All right. Anything else? Any comments, thoughts, suggestions on this discussion item?
For the remaining artists we're trying to fill for 2025, is there selection criteria that's already documented, or is it just whoever has? Yeah. I just think I always attend the open studios in Sausalito and know many of the artists there. And so if I bring forward recommendations, just want to make sure they're the right fit.
That is how Azita finds
Yeah.
artists.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no,
She goes to some shows in the Sausalito ICB building.
yeah, the
And
ICB.
when she sees somebody's work that it would fit us here, she asks them, would you like to show in our town hall? We have 2 galleries upstairs and downstairs.
Mhm.
I have to talk to somebody was asking, I said, well, why don't you come in during the week, go upstairs.
See the
and
space.
Take a look and make up your mind if you do want to show.
what I will do, Liz, is I'll, when the gallery management guide is complete and, I'll have a copy of the contract for the artist as well, so you can see for yourself what, what they need to do. And then when you ask somebody, and if they're interested, you can actually give them a little bit more information on what's required. But I think as far as criteria are concerned, I mean, we all have different tastes and we all have,
Yeah. Well,
different passions for, mixed media or painting or whatever. As long as I think the core criteria is that they are actually a working artist and, have a body of work that is large enough also, right, to be hung on the walls, or, I mean, I suppose,
oh,
a large scale sculpture is impossible. We can't bring it in with a crane or anything like that. So, it has to be enough work to fill the space.
one point I want to make it clear. When she asks if you want to have a show here, she asks for their website. Then the website comes to the commissioners. They look at it, they say, hey, yes, it is, she's a good artist and we like her work. Then we go after it.
Yeah, because
So
there is
we
an
just
approval
don't
process.
say, it is not just one person deciding on one person's art. So we get their website, 2 or 3 of them, and in a meeting, we send it to all the commissioners to take a look at it. They open up, look at it. If they have opinions, the next meeting, they say yes. So,
But I think it's okay to, at the initial stage to say, we have space available at different times during 2025. And the general standard period is to hang a show for 2 months. And you've got this calendar now, and so you can see which are there's an upstairs gallery and a lobby gallery here. And you can, talk to them about that if you like. Yeah. All right. Any other questions, comments, suggestions?
I think we're all good in this.
Okay. And you're gonna follow up with the Zita then for
Yes,
the openings.
that would be on
Great.
me, yes.
The next discussion item is, oh, public comment? No.
Comment, public comment?
Seeing none.
Second discussion item is the update from the Community Awards ad hoc.
Well, I'm on the ad hoc, along with Shelley and Nora. And I have to say, we haven't met because, but I did talk with Marissa and Lee. We're gonna get the existing criteria for those awards. And then we will meet, since the awards are gonna be in 2025.
Right.
I'm not chairing it, but my suggestion would be have something back to the commission by the beginning of next year so we could make some adjustment. And
Okay.
then the first award is supposedly due in May. So this will give some back and forth plus applications and review. So that's my suggestion. And as soon as I get the information on the existing awards criteria, I think the three of us will try to meet.
That sounds good.
Unfortunately, Nora is not here, but she's the one who said she will look at.
Well, we need the info. I don't have it. I can't find it in my.
Well, yeah.
So-
Nora has got to get it if she has accepted.
I
to
think,
do it.
I think Marissa would be able to find it in their file. I know it's in a section that was in a binder. If there are binders anymore.
Yes, I'll look for it this week and I'll get it to you right away.
Yes, please,
Thank you. And so I'm gonna leave this off agendas until January of 2025 then, okay?
But meanwhile,
Come back, we'll let you know
Sure.
to be put on the agenda.
Okay, moving right along. Discussion item number 3. Thinking about an approach and or ideas for maybe perhaps developing a proposal for a more permanent work of art, which I think we had touched on earlier this evening with the Bruce Monroe idea. I suppose, you know, it's, I think we really need a full body here to really get deep into this. I think that's the best approach at this stage because we're missing Nora and Azita, and I think it's important that they're here for this discussion item.
yeah,
But in the meantime, I think, you know, we might, each of us individually consider what is missing, what we would like to see. I know earlier this year, there was the proposal for the Miwok statue, which, you know, was something that we decided against. But I think that there's still, you know, I think potential for something that recognizes First Peoples here. But there might be other projects and other, you know, projects that are not just heritage-based, but also arts-based as well, and that can be more arts-focused. Doesn't have to be all both heritage and arts. It can also just be something that is an interesting art proposal. And I know that it's a large undertaking, clearly, because, you know, we need to really consider spaces and communities and public reaction and cost, and it's a big deal. But I think we need to maybe start by thinking about at least an outline for an approach to how we, you know, develop these types of projects. Maybe an outline, meaning, you know, the kinds of criteria, the kinds of considerations, you know, that need to be taken into account for such a project to kind of take off. That makes sense.
Yes, and I would nominate you, Chair, because you did a wonderful proposal for the first temporary art with
Thank you.
Jackson. So I think you could help us along by at least giving us an outline. You did a great proposal.
Okay, well, I'm happy to do that, but if anybody has any thoughts or ideas, please send them to me and we can, gather these and we can, maybe put this on next month's agenda as well. Hopefully we'll have a full body at that time and we can, see where we're at.
Yeah, I think it'll probably come back many times. It's going to
Probably,
be
yeah.
many
But I-
discussions.
But I want to keep it going because I don't want it to just sort of, fall off the map here, so to speak.
And along that line, excuse me, the commission might think about having sort of like open meetings and invite the public to kind of put some things in, having a breakfast meeting, some muffins and coffee may be good.
Sure.
You cannot do that because against the Brown Act.
No, it's a public meeting,
Public meeting.
Oh, okay.
Right,
not a coffee for us. Coffee to get public input.
To invite people in, yeah, and I think that might be most useful, Victoria, also when we have some sketches of ideas at least, or as I like to say nowadays, concepts of a plan, that we can maybe give out to the public, in terms of what types of projects we're thinking and what the criteria and considerations are.
Yeah, we have
It's
done
nice
that
to have public
before.
input.
That is,
Yeah.
it's a good idea, yeah.
I like
We
it.
did it before. It's happened.
All right.
I have pre-concept.
Okay.
We're trying.
So, I guess that's it because we did gallery management manual, as well. So, at this point, we'll go to calendar dates. As we mentioned before, September 29th, 4 PM, this coming Sunday is Women at the Top. The live dance performance followed by the screening and a Q&A by the director of the film, Catherine Rozak. Then on Tuesday, October 22nd, we'll have our regular meeting. The next H&A meeting. On Saturday, October 26th is Marta Wendinger's reception, and I believe Annie is also,
Yes, I am. I have.
I think she agreed to
offered
that.
My presence, opening the door for them and
Okay.
closing, yeah.
Well, I can help you on that also. But that's after the next meeting at any rate, so we can,
Sure, sure.
figure out if we need help
Now
with
that
it.
this is coming, it came to me, Marta has been after me and Lee to see if anybody could help her to have another opening. I'm doing this Saturday, so I said no. But I don't know if any of the
Another opening?
commissioners- she
Another
wants
reception.
Another reception?
Another reception. Because she thinks that she has questions to answer and so on and create more people to buy and it is.
So that would have to
better
be
for us.
before October 26th.
Yeah. But we
I-
don't have.
I don't
think
know if we have the
can
ability
do
to
it.
do that right now.
Yeah, we
I don't,
respectfully bowed out.
yeah, well,
Me
I
and
don't
her.
I think we've agreed to do one reception for each artist.
Yeah.
If she wishes to do another reception, I don't think we're responsible for having to do it,
Yeah.
and if she pick a date that none of us could help out, I mean, if you want to help, that's fine, but
I
I
mean,
personally, I don't
well,
want to
let-
go into.
Yeah, I think
ask
the
her to
commission
do it.
can't participate, but I will ask Lee, what about the possibility of Marta, inviting whoever she invites during a time when the space is open, the regular hours? Is that something that's
That
done?
has been communicated to her and she has that option.
She has that option.
The third date that she was requesting was another after hours.
Yeah, that's not
Yeah,
gonna happen.
Because I did mention it to her that you can do it during the
During,
time
during,
that
yeah.
it will be yours.
right.
We have to make sure that the
And
other.
at such an event, if she decided, okay, I'm gonna take Wednesday afternoon, could she bring some water and a bottle of wine for her,
Yeah,
to-
she doesn't even like.
to offer
doing
people, or is that something that
She
she
could- yeah.
could? She could.
whatever.
Okay, I just wanted to
Assuming the
make sure
room
that's
is
okay.
available, we do use the room
Yeah.
for meetings and, you know,
But she has to come up with
It-
some dates in the next week, really, to figure this out.
the building is open, you
Yeah.
know, many hours a week. I think her intention is that she wants to do this third one, on
Third-
because the commission's already agreed to a second reception for Marta on a Saturday.
Yeah,
Um,
and now she wants a third?
correct.
Okay,
yeah.
well, I think two is probably sufficient.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
told her, no, it is not possible.
Okay,
None of the commissioners are prepared to do it.
Also sets a precedent.
right, exactly. That was my
Yeah,
concern.
two is quite sufficient.
All right, so
I think we haven't put down the Dave Gott's concert. I think there's going to be a concert in St.
on the
Hilary.
calendar dates?
Yeah, I don't.
I'll add
remember.
those.
I think it is in October or something.
I'm sure I have it in my email. I'll add that to we'll start adding those to the calendar
That
date
would be
section of
great.
the
Yeah.
agenda.
I
that would
can't,
be
I can't,
good.
I can't source
Yeah.
that kind of
Because
information.
we
in
are
that.
responsible for that.
So we support that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we always
Okay.
support. I always go.
And
Okay.
can you just update when you're, it's not next, it's in October, right?
I think it's
So when you're back,
October 6th. or
Lee, can
something.
you, at that point, when you're back, I don't want to put more stuff on your plate, but when you get back, can you just give us a little reminder about that?
I'll find the email. I'll forward it to you all tomorrow.
Awesome. The final calendar date here then is Tuesday, November 11th. Revati Nadasan's reception. And I will be helping Revati, as I mentioned earlier.
I will too.
And you too.
Do we have enough supplies? Wine
Oh,
and all that?
we'll have to take stock, check,
Okay.
inventory check. That's a good idea.
That's important for me.
You're-
That's- Or,
We're the bartenders. We're the bartenders, so we have to have something to pour, yeah.
I'm the buyer.
I think that's it then. Anyone have any other calendar? I think that's the calendar date, so look at us, 6:30, meeting is adjourned.
thank you. Thank you.
Okay.
Could I just make a comment? I belong to the Reed Heights Tiburon Knolls Homeowners Association, and they're holding a Meet the Candidates for the town council this coming Thursday at the Belvedere Community Center at 6:30. So come. The ARC is sponsoring one on October 8th here in the City Hall.